Thank you very much, Kia. My name is Landiwe Mbutho, and I am the Partnerships Manager at Sasol. It's been a jam-packed day, I must say. My colleagues have shared very, very invaluable information with you, and I hope you've really captured and taken notes so that you can be able to take the necessary step, which is the next step for you to own a Sasol fuel station. So my role here really is to cover the quick service restaurants. Some others, they call it the fast food restaurants. It's regarding partnerships. Just to take you through the economic environment, we understand that in South Africa, there is high unemployment youth, and we are saying as Sasol, here are the opportunities for you to explore entrepreneurship. And Sasol has really provided this platform for you to be able to understand how do you go through the process. Consumer spending, we understand that in the fast food remains, it remains the sector that is resilient despite the economic challenges. It's growing because there is a demand for affordable and convenient food. And then from an urbanization point of view, there is a lot of, urbanization that is taking place, and it creates a demand for fast food restaurants to be set up. And then we understand that the government also has policies, and they've got incentives that assist the women and the youth to support you in getting into the space. And the opportunities really are great because they require limited experience. There is not much experience because they take you through the training. So from a Sasol side, we are in partnership with these brands. And my colleague Donnie has really touched on the importance of partnerships. Partnerships and collaboration is critically important because it assists you to leverage from the other partners' strengths in terms of resources, in terms of their skills, and in terms of their market access. So this is something that as Sasol we have understood, because partnerships is really the key driver in terms of value and in terms of business growth. So once you own a fuel station, over and above that, there is an opportunity for you to derive value from the QSR perspective. So you gain value not only from the fuel side and the Sasol side, but also from the brands, a bouquet of brands that you can partner with under the Sasol umbrella. I'm just going to go to the famous brand partnerships, and these are the brands that are available: the Steers, the Debonairs, the Mug & Bean, the Wimpy, and the Milky Lane. And I want to emphasize that the numbers that you are seeing there, average numbers, they really speak to the contractual agreement that we have with these partners within the Sasol space. What is critically important is that your fuel station must really be able to do or pump 350,000 liters per month, and the C-store must do at least 450,000 revenue per month. Similar to Sasol, they give you a tenure, usually it's 5 years franchise model. And what we normally do as Sasol, we tied with a Sasol agreement to make sure that they run concurrently. Location is key, and the brands, these brands, they're very key in terms of approving the site to ensure that your site is really fit for the brand and do you have the market or not. And what they also look at is the radius within other brands, the existing brands. So you must make sure that your site is not within a 5-kilometer radius of the existing brand so that there is no cannibalization. And then in terms of royalty or rent payable, you're looking at paying between Sasol and famous brand between 10 to 15%, depending whether it's rent or royalty, but it's based on turnover. And then another partner that we have in our stable is the Spare Group brand. And these are the brands, it's the Panarotis, the Rocco Mamas, the Rocco Go, the Spare on the Go. Similarly here, it follows the same principle as the famous brands. You need to have your fuel station must at least pump between 350 to 450 liters, depending on the location. Your C-store 450,000 turnover per month. The location is key. Usually these brands, they target high LSM sites. You would not necessarily see it in locations. So if your site is within the residential area, it's high LSM, then Spare is very keen to to offering the franchise opportunity. RocoGo, the Roco Mamas that you see there, and the 5 million figure that I've given is really a drive-through. They're looking for drive-through opportunities. My colleagues have touched on the different franchise agreements. So if you are a landlord, you can set up your fuel station and the C-store, and the adjacent land, you can set up the drive-through. The RocoGo is the in-store concept. It's a smaller format. So similarly to famous brands, they also look at royalties and the rent between 10 to 15%. Other partners that we have in our stable is the Seattle Coffee. Seattle Coffee, similarly to other brands, they also look at a site that can at least pump 350 liters per month, 450 turnover per month. And this model is different from the franchise model. It's a JV agreement. So what this means is that the retailer will get into a 50-50 JV agreement with Seattle Coffee. You split the profits and then you pay Sasol what is due. This has been really a game changer for Sasol. My colleague spoke about coffee earlier in terms of the culture that is a coffee culture that is brewing within the South African market, and people really taking appreciation for good coffee. We've seen a lot of value. Once the store has adopted a Seattle, or taken in Seattle, we've seen the numbers shoot up from a forecourt and the C-store turnover perspective. So other partners is Kauai. Kauai is a very strategic partner for us, because most of the consumers, they now, in terms of their health conscious behavior, they want something healthy. We have this brand in our stable. If you want to partner and look, depending on the market that we are in, Kauai is available. And then the KFC usually, similarly to McDonald's, they are really in the property space. They are interested in the land. So if you are a landlord, you've got a land that is available next to your site. KFC is interested in developing that land and building the drive-throughs. And as you may know that KFC also, they do not take new franchisees. So really it will be a property deal. They've got their own capped franchisees, or it's either corporate run stores. So KFC also, they do their due diligence. Usually they do not build another KFC if it's within 2 to 5 kilometer radius. And similarly, there's some funds that you will need to pay to Sasol or the brand, which is between 6 to 15% based on turnover, or a rent if it's a lease. That's my story. Thank you very much for your time.